Welcome into New Orleans Saints now. I am Tom Downey here with a look at a trade idea for the Saints centered on star cornerback Xavien Howard. Could the Saints go out and add the apparently disgruntled Miami Dolphins corner? That's the idea floated out there by Bleacher Report. They looked at different Xavien Howard trade fits, and they pitched a specific trade for the Saints. Now, background here that's important. Number one, Howard wants a new and expensive contract, which we'll get into more in depth here in a second. But the Saints have shown time and time again they are willing and able to be very aggressive as it relates to acquiring big-time talent. Here was Bleacher Report's trade idea, and I think the value is about right, or at least the bare minimum, for what the Dolphins would want for one of the best corners in the NFL. That is a first-round pick back to Miami. Now, make note that first-round pick, in theory, would be in the 20s or maybe even the 30s as well. So we'll go more in depth, but I want to get your guys' thoughts here. Do you want to trade for Xavien Howard? Do you want to add one of the best corners in the NFL to this roster? Get your votes in. Type in Y for yes, or you can type in N for no. Now, the Saints have Marshon Lattimore, but adding Xavien Howard to that list, or that depth chart, I should say, would form one of, if not the outright best, 1-2 punches in the NFL at corner. Two, I would argue, legitimate CB1s. You could maybe move on from Patrick Robinson there. Chauncey Gardner-Johnson can hang on the nickel. And then Paulson Adebo, the third-round pick, probably becomes more of a backup guy, but that's okay because he's your number 3 on the outside, and you've got Howard coming off of an all-time season. 10 interceptions and 20 pass breakups. Yes, he allowed 719 yards along with 4 touchdowns on top of that, but Howard was great. Howard was, if not the best, like the second best corner in all of the NFL last season. There's no denying how good he is. But the problem here is contract related. Howard wants a new deal. And when he signed his deal with the Dolphins, he was the highest paid corner in the NFL. But then Jalen Ramsey and Marlon Humphrey and Trey White and Darius Slay and teammate Byron Jones all got more money than Xavien Howard. And now with 4 years left on his deal, he wants a new contract. Now, I will give the Saints credit because I love the way they operate. No team in the NFL manipulates the salary cap as well as New Orleans does. But there's a problem here in reality. Even if they pay Xavien Howard, how is that going to make Marshon Lattimore feel? Because he's also due for a new contract. And I don't know if the Saints are willing. They've shown they're able to do pretty much anything, and I love it, if they're willing to pay both Howard and Lattimore top 5 or borderline top 5 cornerback money. That might be an issue. And on top of that, if we're being honest about where the Saints are at, giving him a first-round pick for Xavien Howard is an all-in move. Should the Saints be all in with either Taysom Hill or Jameis Winston at quarterback? Frankly, I lean more towards no on that front.